movie. I love rom-com. I love this movie so much. I love Dick. I'm gonna watch a movie about two gay American men in Italy. I'm gonna watch the one with murder in it. Allison Janney, Katherine Heigl. There is no such thing as the first found footage movie. I don't think we see enough auto cannibalism in movies these days. So it didn't occur to me earlier that I was supposed to make plans for New Year's. And now it's New Year's Eve and all my friends are either out of town or with their significant others. So I've decided, because I'm bored and alone on New Year's Eve, I'm gonna do a Blu-ray collection! Yay! A few people on my TikTok requested this, and I ignored it because I didn't have a lot of Blu-rays at the time, and I recently realized that I have so many Blu-rays. I graduated college in May, one of the two. I graduated college in May and I asked my brother to get me a Blu-ray player as a gift because there were a few movies that I really wanted to see that were only available as physical releases. And now I have so many. No one told me how addicting it is to start a Blu-ray collection. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's just talk about my DVDs and my Blu-rays.
What's the
Let's begin. Oh! Actually, I'm hungry. Woo! Let's begin my Blu-ray collection. So number one, this is Crash. I did damage it upon opening it. It's Criterion collection. I have not looked at any of the special features, but I have watched this movie twice, which is fun. Moving on. Next up is Reanimator. I got this from a local store. Something I really like about Reanimator is I really like the colors. I like the serum, what is it called? The reagent is like a bright neon glow stick green. I don't want a movie that takes itself too seriously. I can handle movies that are serious. I just don't want it to take itself too seriously, and I think that's an issue that I have with a lot of Cronenberg movies, is that even if they have a ridiculous concept, they take themselves way too seriously. Maybe they don't, maybe I just really passionately dislike Crimes of the Future, and it's the residual dislike of that movie that is fading into the rest of my Cronenberg opinions. Okay, next movie. Oh boy, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Up next we have the talented Mr. Ripley. This is my favorite movie of all time. If you and I are watching this movie together, or if you ask me what my favorite movie is and I respond, it's Talented Mr. Ripley, we are bonding on a deeper level. I am trying to connect with you. I'm exposing a part of myself that is very special and sacred. I love this movie so much. Part of what I love about this movie is how I always describe it as the most beautiful nightmare you've ever seen, because it's this really disturbing story, genuinely disturbing story, but everybody in it is so attractive, and it's on this beautiful Italian seaside town where every shot is somehow golden hour, and the costume design, don't even get me started on the costume design, it's so good. I don't like Call Me By Your Name, because if I'm gonna watch a movie about two gay American men in Italy, I'm gonna watch the one with murder in it. You know what I mean? Ugh, I love it.
I could fuck this icebox. I love it so much.
Okay, next up is my other favorite movie of all time, Fried Green Tomatoes. Something I learned watching this disc is that there were scenes in this film that I had never seen before, even though I've watched this a million times. And I was looking at it, wasn't an extended edition. I wasn't watching with the director's cut or deleted scenes included. They were just, I think just the DVD cut and the cut that's available on streaming services are different. And that's a reason that we should buy more physical media, because when you own it, it can't be changed because it's in your home now. But I love this movie so much. I think I saw it and I just was changed forever. I'm wearing my little bee earrings. I always buy things that are bee related because when I see them, because it reminds me of this movie and I love it so much. I love old ladies. And Kathy Bates and cannibalism. So if you haven't seen Fried Green Tomatoes, I highly recommend it. Next, 7 Psychopaths. This is another one of my favorite movies. Martin McDonagh's made a lot of great movies. I have not seen Banshees of Inisherin yet. I might have seen it by the time this video goes up. I don't know. I know that everybody's favorite Martin McDonagh movie is In Bruges, but some part of my soul will always love 7 Psychopaths the most, and here's why. And it goes alongside why I love fried green tomatoes. So I'm kind of glad these movies were right next to each other in my randomly assorted pile. I don't believe in any kind of afterlife. I don't believe in heaven or hell. I don't believe that, maybe I believe that there's some spooky shit that we don't understand, but I don't believe that those are ghosts of people that were once alive. I think that when we die, and we live on through stories, through the memories of us that are told through other people, through the stories that we tell that affect other people, even if they're not real. And both of these movies are about people telling stories, both real and fictional, and how those stories live beyond their lifespan and affect generations to come. And that is so beautiful to me, and I really, really like it. And that's why I love these two movies. And they could not be more insanely different, but they are both occupy the same space in my mind. Santa Sangre. I really like so much about this movie. It was indeed spoiled for me. Someone compared it to another very famous American movie, and I was like, oh, another very famous American movie with a very famous twist in the end. You know which movie I'm talking about if you see this movie. And I was like, oh, so it's yeah. But nevertheless, I loved the artistic style of this movie so much that when I saw it in a secondhand Blu-ray store, I just had to get it. And I had to like know that this is a movie that I own, and even if it gets removed from every streaming service ever, I will own it and I will be able to watch it again whenever I want. Society! I love Society. Brian Usna was like, yeah, I'll direct Bride of Reanimator if you let me make Society. And thank God they let him make Society. I love this movie. In the realm of Eat the Rich movies, there's a lot of really great ones, especially ones that came out recently. Parasite, Knives Out. There's a lot of really great movies that combine both fun and social commentary. I don't think any movie does it quite like Society. There's less social commentary and more fun in this movie. When I first watched this movie, I had seen it, I think, listed on various lists of like disturbing movies. And here's the thing about disturbing movie lists, a lot of them are bullshit, but one of my like comfort video essays is Super Eye Patch Wolf's Why You Should Watch Disturbing Movies, and it's just a list of his favorite disturbing movies, and this is on there. I thought that the disturbing part of this movie was incest. I thought that his family was in an incest cult.
We're just one big happy family, except for a little incest and psychosis.
I could not have been more wrong. There is so much more to this movie, so if you've never seen it, please go into it blind. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I bought this very, very impulsively. I saw that the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale was happening, and I was like, I should buy things. I have seen this movie once. It was the last movie I saw in theaters before the pandemic hit. I really, really, really enjoyed it that year, and I was like, oh, it should win all the awards. I haven't seen it since, but I love the Criterion poster for this movie. I almost just bought the poster because I just think this is such a beautiful cover poster. And so when I saw it on the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale, I just bought it. Yeah. Moving on. Next, Tales from the Hood. This is probably the best anthology horror movie ever made. From the stories and the frame narrative. I love the frame narrative of this movie. It probably has like the best movie ending ever, one of the best movie endings ever, and it's one of those movies that gets kind of bounced around from streaming service to streaming service, and I really was like, I just need to have this at all times. But just the way that it combines like genuinely serious themes in the stories that it tells, but also makes it really fun and comedic at times. And also, like, look at the cover. Isn't that just so beautiful? I was really new to this movie, and I saw it at the secondhand DVD store, Blu-ray store, whatever, and I bought it, and I really like it. Okay, moving on. But I'm a cheerleader. I bought this movie impulsively. It's the director's cut, and I was like, I've seen this movie enough times that I would like to watch the director's cut. So I bought it for the purpose of watching the director's cut, and I have not watched it yet. I think this movie I think a lot of people are like, oh, there are no lesbian rom-coms. You're like, this is the only feel-good lesbian rom-coms, which is wrong. There are so many. I can make a list for you if you want. I am a rom-com fan. I love rom-coms. There aren't that many rom-coms in this list, but I love rom-coms so much with my whole heart. If you follow me on literally any app, you've seen me talk about how I think Sandra Bullock is the greatest romantic lead ever of all time. I love rom-coms, and it is one of the greatest rom-coms of all time. So I did have to buy it, and I had to watch the director's cut. But I do think people talk about it a little bit too much, and sometimes it gets annoying. There's other movies, but also I like this one a lot. Okay, moving on. All About Evil. I saw this movie. This movie was released. This movie was not released. It wasn't really released for what, right? Wide release. All About Evil is a film produced and the film directed by Joshua Grinnell, aka Peaches Christ, and starring Natasha. Oh, we had 2 Natasha Lyonne movies in a row. And it wasn't really widely released until this past year when it was released on Shudder, and also Severin Films released the Blu-ray. And I watched it on Shudder, and it was so good. I really liked it, and I made a TikTok about it, about how it was like my favorite movie that I'd seen over the summer, and I really liked it. And then someone from Severin Films saw that TikTok and was like, oh my god, I'll send you the Blu-ray. And I was like, oh my god, thank you, now I have the Blu-ray. And at my birthday party, here's the thing, every time I hang out with my friends, I'm always like, guys, can we watch a movie? I want to watch a movie. And they're always like, no, Olivia, we're not going to watch a movie. But on my birthday, my friends were like, I kind of jokingly was like, guys, can we watch a movie? My friends were like, Olivia, it's your birthday. If you want to watch a movie, we can watch a movie. And I was like, really, guys? But the quality was like better than Shudder. It was amazing. And I love this movie so much. Basically, this movie is about Natasha Lyonne, who's kind of like a mousy, like librarian. Her father dies, and her father owned like an independent movie theater. And so she inherits the movie theater, and then she realizes that she can bring in an audience to this movie theater by committing real murders and presenting them as short films. So what she does is she commits real murders and presents them as short films, and nobody knows. Here's my one qualm with this movie. I'm gonna say my one qualm with this movie is the one thing that I think this movie does wrong, which I think this movie is otherwise perfect. Peaches Christ is in the movie in character and doesn't die. What? If you're the director and you're gonna put yourself in a slasher, you better have the most spectacular fucking death in the whole world. If you're gonna put yourself in the movie and live to the end, why? No, absolutely not. This is why I like Seed of Chucky, because they had a John Waters cameo. Speaking of John Waters cameo, coming up soon, stay tuned. They had a John Waters cameo, and they gave him a spectacular freaking death. And that's what you have to do. If you have a cameo, you should. Next. Excision. Obviously, I haven't opened this. I haven't watched the Blu-ray of it. Maybe I should watch that tonight. Maybe I should ring in the new year with Excision. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. It stars Annalyn McCord, who you might know from a very tone-deaf Twitter video. It's basically about a girl who is into some things. This is a movie about a teenage necrophiliac, and I really like it. It's like, the whole movie is like about this girl who's into some weird stuff, which is not that different from a movie like Ginger Snaps. I think this movie goes really well with Ginger Snaps. The whole movie is punctuated by these really beautiful dream sequences that are just like very hyper stylized gore, like really gross, nasty gore, but like really beautiful to look at. And I just love that. That's why I love The Talented Mr. Ripley also, is because it's just really disturbing and really beautiful to look at. That is what I love. I also just love movies about like women finding solace and comfort in shit that's really disturbing. Next! I have to confess something to you guys. I don't know how you're gonna take it. You might not take it well. It might be difficult for you. But I think if we're all gonna be honest, I have to say it. Let's just take this moment of honesty, zero judgment, and let's just be together for a moment. I have to tell you something. I love Dick. The 1999 film starring Kirsten Dunst and Michelle Williams about an alternate reality in which 2 teenage girls were the ones who really broke the Watergate scandal. And also they were kind of drugging the President Nixon the whole time. I love Dick.
Just say it because I already know how much I love Dick.
Also, fun fact, this poster was only available in this size. Even if I wanted a smaller Dick poster, it did not exist. This is the only Dick pic that I have and that anyone can have. I love this movie. But I don't have it on Blu-ray. But the reason I brought it up is because it's part of what I call the 1999 Kirsten Dunst trifecta of Dick, Drop Dead Gorgeous, and The Virgin Suicides. And I don't have Dick or The Virgin Suicides, but what I do have is Drop Dead Gorgeous. And I really like this movie. Rest in peace, Kirstie Alley. You were one of the most entertaining Dancing with the Stars contestants of all time. You were also really funny in this movie. Everybody in this movie is so funny. Basically, this movie is about a teen beauty pageant where the Goyles keep dying, and it has Brittany Murphy. I really like Brittany Murphy in this movie specifically. Also, Allison Janney in this movie is so good. And this is just one of those movies that gets tossed around from streaming service to streaming service. Sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not, but I really like it and I want it available to me at all times. Next! Okay, these next two movies, I'm gonna be honest, you guys, I have never seen them. And so I'm gonna show them both at the same time. And they are Sex, Lies, and Videotape and Naked Lunch. Oh, another trifecta. 2 trifectas in a row. The James Spader sex trifecta. You have Sex, Lies, and Videotape, Crash, which we all know I enjoy, and Secretary, which I love. Am I the only one who thinks Secretary feels like it's like almost like a Sofia Coppola movie? I know it's not, but it feels like a Sofia Coppola movie. Anyway, I bought Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I haven't seen it yet. I bought Naked Lunch. I already discussed my feelings on David Cronenberg, but I feel like the stack of Blu-rays that have been at my feet have just fallen all over the floor.
You can't let Dick run your life!
Chucky! I love Chucky. Here's the thing, I can't say that I love Chucky or the Child's Play franchise because I don't. I really only like these 2 movies. And to that, I really only like Jennifer Tilly. I like Don Mancini. I think that Brad Dourif is really talented. Katherine Heigl, come into the TV series, please. Don't fucking spoil the TV series. I haven't seen season 2 because I don't have cable. What time is it? Has New Year's occurred yet? Hang on, I don't think it did. I'm not gonna check. I don't wanna know. If it's 2023, I don't wanna know yet. Sometimes I think about if I ever meet Jennifer Tilly, I don't think I'll be okay. I don't think I'll be okay. I hope I never meet Jennifer Tilly. Oh my god. Anyway, moving on. Next we have this Ghost Watch thing. I asked my brother to get it for me for my birthday, and he did. And then it came to my house, and I realized it was Region B, and I only have a Region A Blu-ray player, so I couldn't play it. But I really love Ghost Watch. I've seen it multiple times. I've made many of my friends watch it. It's one of those movies that every time you pop it in, you're like, this isn't gonna be that scary. And then it is. It's so scary. And it surprises me every time. Ghost Watch is one of the movies that gets lauded as the first found footage movie of all time. And I'm gonna tell you something that no one else has ever told you. There is no such thing as the first found footage movie of all time. There just isn't. It's a chicken versus the egg scenario. The genre evolved to become what it is today and what it was when Blair Witch Project was released. There is no such thing as the first found footage movie. It just became what it is now. Oh, okay. I really like Ghost Watch. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. And I can't wait to open this and watch all of the special little features that are on here, and also watch like a good quality version of Ghost Watch. Next, the to-do list. Here's some rom-com representation. This movie is like what you want American Pie to be. American Pie is like a really kind of uncomfortable movie for me to watch, if I'm being perfectly honest. The only like sex comedy, like teen sex comedies that I really love, like really, like there are good teen sex comedies. Like Election is good. Election is a good movie. I will say that definitively. But the only ones that I love are this one and Wet Hot American Summer, because I went to a Jewish summer camp, and Wet Hot American Summer is a documentary. Anyway, I really like the to-do list, and I bought this partially for the audio commentary with the director Maggie Carey and Bill Hader, who's in the movie and at the time was married to Maggie Carey, which is so fun. House. Speaking of Bill Hader's favorite freaking movie from the Criterion Closet. This is another impulse buy from the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale that I was like, you know what, I've seen House enough times that I should own it. And now I do. That's kind of all I have to say. Moving on. Oh God, we're on the last one. And the only DVD, the only non-Blu-ray from the whole collection. I've been looking into cannibalism, French extremity, and women-directed horror movies, and the combination of the three. And I came across this movie, and it is not streaming or available anywhere, and I really wanted to see it. And so I texted, who do I text? My brother. Because here's the thing, I'm not gonna ask my parents to buy me weird, fucked up movies, but I will ask my brother to buy them for me. So my brother bought me In My Skin, directed by Marina DeVan. Good golly, Miss Molly, I really liked this movie. I just watched it the other week. I don't think we see enough auto-cannibalism in movies these days, and I think we should see more of it. But this definitely goes in with the excision vibe of movies about women finding solace in taboo. I don't know that I'm quite using the word solace correctly, but my brother got me this movie and I really, really liked it. It's very extreme. I would not watch this movie without Googling content warnings first, or I wouldn't go into this movie blind. I don't think you need to. And that brings us to the end of my Blu-ray and DVD collection. I would like to apologize to my future self who will have to edit this video. I would like to apologize to people who don't like cannibalism, because I dig it. Artistically, I think cannibalism is really fun. I think that dolls who kill people and are like kind of silly about it are really fun. I think that women are really fun. I think that romantic comedies, I think that cheesy, silly, absolutely fucking ridiculous romantic comedies are so much fun. I think that Sandra Bullock is really important to who we are as a society. I love scary movies. I'm alone on New Year's Eve. But I'm not really alone. I have so many friends, and I feel like I really genuinely have people who love me. I just didn't plan this one particular weekend very well. I guess that brings us to the end of this video. Happy New Year! I hope you find some amazing art that you connect with and that you feel like makes you feel like you have value in who you are as a person. I hope you feel loved. I hope you feel thankful for your life. Happy New Year, happy 2023.